What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Full Court Talk. This is episode 74. We have a lot to get to. Last week I had spring break, so we took a little break. But how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good to see y'all as always.
Yeah.
Trying to enjoy life. Lakers suck, but hey, it's all good, bro.
Pretty good, bro. Hey, thanks for asking. Missed you guys, man. Just trying to laugh it off like AD and Bron. Life is good, bro.
Hey, if maybe they get to, go get some new wine. Maybe that's what they're looking forward to. They get to start on the summer vacations early. It's gonna be kind of lit for them, It's pretty cool.
1, 2, 3, Cancun. Yup.
About to go fishing, bro.
Exactly. It's gonna be great. And plus you guys get to watch the playoffs with no stress, nothing like that.
Honestly, yeah. Like that's honestly like very underrated.
Root for the Warriors. It'll be
Nah,
great.
all right, Jojo.
But we got a lot to talk about.
Hey, Grindhouse.
No. We're not talking about that dynasty. We don't want it. So with the playoffs coming up, who are you guys gonna pick for each conference? Like who's gonna come out of each conference? And then we're gonna talk about the Warriors and how they're slumping like crazy. And I did want to ask about Andre Iguodala and what you guys thought about his quote about the front office and them potentially disrespecting the big three. And then we'll talk about the biggest dark horse contenders from each conference. But who are you guys picking to come out of the East?
Rolling with the Bucks, dude. I know I've been like kind of wishy-washy, and I kind of hyped up James Harden on the Sixers. It's not too late, they've had flashes, but it's definitely stifled how well they were playing all year. But if I had to bet money, it's the Bucks, just because obviously they're the reigning champs. They're getting healthy. They're hot right now, and I just don't trust. I don't trust any other team. Like the Nets obviously don't have Simmons. Kyrie's been struggling since he got approved for full time. I don't trust Boston. I know they're hot too. I just don't think they have enough top end talent. I don't trust Miami for sure. They're slumping, and I love Jimmy, but he's just not. He's not even a top 10 player. So, and yeah. So I mean, if like again, I'm not giving up on Philly, but if I'm trying to win some money and bet, it's the Bucks easily.
I'm gonna have to agree with Myles. No disrespect to the Boston Celtics. I know, being a Laker fan, I have to not like the team, but what they've done is impressive. But I'm not ready to buy in to them or Miami, especially after Robert Williams III got hurt. Jason Tatum, I'm a Duke guy and I love seeing him hoop, but I don't think they'll be enough once they run into the Milwaukee. And like Myles said, they're getting healthy, they're finding their groove. And as we saw last season, Giannis turns it up when it comes to the postseason. And he's still obviously one of the best players in the league. And I know the Bucks lost some key pieces from the championship team last year, but they've revamped up and they're looking poised to make another run at it. And they're just the safest bet. Grayson Allen, hopefully he doesn't do anything to mess it up, but I still got the Bucks as well because of the core that they have. Giannis, Chris Middleton. As long as they show up, and I know Giannis will, as long as Chris Middleton, the sidekick, shows up, they'll be back in the Eastern Conference finals. So, and I also have them coming out all the way to the ship game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think the Bucks are pretty much the safest pick, like you guys said. They're too good to deny. I mean, Giannis last night, I think he had like a one dribble full court dunk. So like, I don't know how you defend that. The Heat, like you guys said, like you can't trust them. I think they just don't have what it takes on the top. Offensively, they're not great. I don't trust Tyler Hero to come in late game clutch situations and close it out. And then Jimmy Butler's, it's probably either lower or higher now, but he's shooting 9% from three over the course of post All-Star. And that's not great. CJ and I were right about the Bulls, even though we kind of backtracked on that. I think when I last saw, they had not won a game against a contender. So they they proved us right over the course of the season. And then it didn't help that Caruso went down with the injury. Lonzo's suffered a setback. I don't think he's going to return this season. So they kind of had some bad breaks. And I think that's kind of why you saw them never win a game against a good team. And the Bucks are just the safest pick. There's no really other question about that. Boston, I think I would have picked them if Robert Williams didn't get hurt, but the Bucks are peaking at the right time. I think they're going to be scary in the playoffs. I think the West is kind of, like I said, like it's pretty wide open. So who do you guys have coming out of the West?
Come on, bro. It's a no-brainer. Spurs just lost. We back. We back, baby. Come on, man. Nah, but the Spurs, I mean not the Spurs. The West is wide open. It is kind of hard to pick. I can't go with Memphis. As much as I love how they've been playing lately, sorry, Spence. I can't pick them to come out of the West. If I had to pick one surefire first pick, it just would have to be Phoenix again. They play well together, and I know there's some certain matchup problems that they run into, but what team doesn't? Again, I'm not a Warrior fan. I would have picked you guys if you haven't been playing like us lately, But Phoenix, D-Book is coming into his own. CP3 can still run a team, obviously. Ayan, who's not getting paid, still hooping. So, and they just have the complete team, bro. That everybody knows their roles, and when they're not talking smack, they're fun to watch, right? But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Phoenix. I want to say Denver, but it's not gonna be enough with just Jokic. And I mean, look around, like Luka and the Mavs, nah, not really. And then you got Utah. They're the Gonzaga of the NBA, bro.
Yo, that's facts. That's such a good comparison.
Yeah, I saw a tweet the other day. I gotta credit that person. I forgot, but Utah, as of late, has been good every season, dominant at times, and then when they get to the playoffs, straight Weenie Hut Jr., bro. So, I just can't trust a team like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna. If I had to really pick, even with how wide open it is, I'm gonna go with Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean it's Phoenix no-brainer for me. I do agree that it's a wide open outside of Phoenix, but Phoenix has the best record in the league. As of right now, they have 14 losses on the year, which is insane. As CJ said, they have matchup problems, particularly against the Warriors. But we'll see. Like just based off of what we've seen all year, where we're at right now, they just got Chris Paul back, and even without him, they were still not even just staying afloat. They were still winning games. So easily Phoenix. I think I mentioned it last time. I would love a finals rematch of last year just because the quality of basketball was so good. And, I'm still down for Chris Paul to get a finals MVP before Steph Curry. No, I'm just kidding. It would probably be Devin Booker. Depending on obviously how games go. Yeah, I think if Phoenix, if the Warriors are not healthy, then it's Phoenix. Even if they are healthy, they need more games to get acclimated together. We'll see when we get there if it ends up being a matchup, but no brainer for me. It's the Suns.
Yeah, I think it's a bit tough for me because I just, for some reason, I don't trust them. I think it's I don't know maybe it's my bias. I just don't like the Suns. But I don't know. Something tells me like I just can't trust them. So for some reason, I'm not gonna go with the Suns. It's not Memphis. I think Memphis is trash. I think, I think they're getting too ahead of themselves. Let me just say that before I talk too much. They're talking before they act. And I think a win against the lowly Warriors without Clay and Draymond, and I think Wiggins was even gone. Not really something to talk about. That's just me. I think a healthy Warriors team with Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole now, that's a nasty team to face, and I think they could go all the way. I think going up against the Bucks would be tough because there's just no one to guard Giannis, and I think Giannis would foul out Draymond in a heartbeat. But that would be a fun series to watch. So I'm going to go with the Warriors, a fully healthy Warriors, not the Warriors right now without Steph, a fully healthy Warriors. If they're not healthy, I got to go with the Suns. I don't trust the Mavericks. The Nuggets without MPJ coming back now, don't trust them. Lakers might not even make the playoffs. So.
You didn't need to do that, man. Come on now. You're off a spring
bases,
break, you know. You're in a
Bro,
good
we're
mood.
back. Spence, don't doubt us, bro. We're back.
You better watch out. Careful. I'm gonna send that to Frank Vogel.
Don't you have a losing record to like the Pelicans, and you guys are like play them in the first round?
Dude. Literally, yeah. They have notes, or the Spurs and the Pelicans have the tiebreaker over us. So yeah, dude. I don't even know if we could beat like the Kings right now.
Well, no Sabonis, so like that makes it a little easier.
No, I don't know, bro. I still don't know.
Hey, we're gonna find a way, bro. We're gonna find a way not to win, to mess it up.
Yeah, we're gonna find a way to get rid of Russ. God willing.
He looks pretty happy now. He's putting some games together. Actually, I haven't even been watching. I'm not gonna lie.
Me neither. I'm right there with you.
So speaking of the Warriors, they have been slumping very, very badly without Steph. I think we've seen a game and a half with Steph, Clay, and Dre on the floor at the same time. It's been tough as a Warriors fan to watch. You're watching your team get blown out or like lose late fourth quarter leads. It feels like I'm back in like 2020, 2021. So it's feeling a little weird, but I think right now it's no, we don't love that. Honestly, it's a lack of defensive effort. I think they let a ton of open threes, a lot of backdoor cuts, a lot of miscommunications on the defensive end. And honestly, Steve Kerr is making some questionable decisions down the stretch. I think in the Atlanta game that kind of opened my eyes because like they come back from 16. And instead of subbing in Draymond at like the halfway point, like 6 minute mark, he runs with Damian Lee out there. He runs Clay, Jordan Poole, and I don't remember it might have been Kuminga into the ground basically. So they're gassed by the time 11 minutes comes down. So you've already kind of like played your hand and you didn't give your guys a rest down the stretch. So you lost the game. And he's done that so many times. He just doesn't know when they catch like breaks for his guys. And I think that's a frustrating thing as a Warriors fan. So I'm hoping he figures it out because like, I know you guys have had this problem with Frank Vogel. Like there's just no set lineup. There's no set rotation. And we're 95% done with the season already. And you need to just figure it out already. So I'm kind of concerned about that. But the Warriors are competing against the Suns again. I think they've taken 2 of 3 so far, maybe 3 of 4 after tonight, hopefully clinch a playoff spot. That'd be great. But what do you guys think is wrong with the Warriors right now? Do you guys think it's mostly on the defensive end or offensive end?
I mean, I haven't been watching the Warriors, so I'm gonna trust you and say that's defense. But as much as I don't want to, I want to comfort you a little because I know Steve Kerr catches heat at times like this where they're not healthy, and we're getting so close to the playoffs now. Obviously, they can't reach the second seed, so I think they're just prioritizing being healthy over anything. Like their group, especially their stars, are such a veteran group now. Doesn't matter what seed they, I mean, put them in the play-in, they can still get the 7th spot and scare any team they face up against. So as much as I enjoy the struggles right now, as long as they're healthy, because I told you, like, I base my Suns pick off of right now. But if you're telling me in like a week or two, like Steph comes back 100%, I would reluctantly pick them, also because they match up well against Phoenix. So it's just trying to chug along to the finish line for the regular season. Again, and as long as they have their 3 guys, 100%, 90%, even 80%, they have a chance.
Yeah, honestly, bro, like I'm gonna have to agree. I have to always say this because I don't want anybody getting confused. I don't like the Warriors. But a healthy Steph, Clay that's somewhat reverting back to his old self, and Draymond is a team that I would not pick against, especially with how they match up with Phoenix and how Jordan Poole's coming to his own. That also helps them out. And, health is the number one issue for a lot of teams. And if the Warriors can get back to how they were in the beginning of the season, then it's just a no-brainer. Unfortunately, nobody in the West can check them with a healthy team. And so I'm just have to go for that. And, it's not fun having coach struggles, right, Spence? It's not fun. And, I see tweets all the time about how Steve Kerr's not playmaking, but like his decisions to run certain things at certain times is very questionable. But I like what Myles said about how they're just trying to get to the finish line, because with a veteran team like that, it really doesn't matter where they fall. It really doesn't. As long as they can get there, they'll be fine. And you can't say that for a lot of these teams. The whole reason why the West is wide open is because so many teams are lacking their players, right? And so if the Warriors can get Steph back at the right time, it's going to be bad news for the rest of the West. And I know nobody wants to see them except us, man. We're ready.
I would like to see a series between the Lakers and the Warriors. That'd be fun,
bro. I would deactivate my Twitter for like a week and a half. Honestly, it wouldn't even go a week and a half. It'd go like 6 days.
Yep.
It might be tough, especially if AD doesn't come back or he somehow gets hurt again. I will say, I think I've been seeing a lot of tweets about Clay. Like, people are mad at Klay Thompson for his like shot selection. We got to understand the dude was out for 2 years. He's going to take as many shots as he can get. So I get it. Like, he's going to take bad shots, but like he's just kind of trying to catch up with him again. But did you guys see what Andre Iguodala said? In a interview with The Athletic, about how he feels like the front office for the Warriors kind of has disrespected Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
Yeah, clearly he watches the podcast.
He must.
I have seen the reports on Twitter, but I have not heard what Iggy said.
All I had seen was that he said that he feels like the front office has prioritized the youth movement over the vets, and I think that's kind of where he's coming from. And personally, I kind of agree, because I was a big advocate to trade the picks in the beginning of the season. And even though it's kind of hard for me to say that now, because I really like Kuminga and I really like Moody, there's no reason we shouldn't have traded Wiseman. You knew kind of what you were going to get when he didn't play in his college season. And then on top of that, seeing how Kerr plays rookies and stuff like that, LaMelo wouldn't have lasted like 2 months on the Warriors, I think he would have forced his way out somehow. And Wiseman obviously is out for the year, and I don't know. The pessimist in me says he probably won't even play for the Warriors again. Maybe they trade him, or he just doesn't come back. But I do agree that the Warriors should have made a move for some kind of star. And if Iguodala is saying that, with his inside knowledge, it sounds like they had a deal kind of like offered to them, but they rejected it because they wanted to prioritize the youth movement. So what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think Iguodala is right, or do you think he's wrong?
You already know how I feel, dude. Fuck them picks, bro. Especially if you, again, like Steph is a top 6, 7-ish player, probably 5. I'm memeing. But yeah, dude, like if you have a group that good still in their prime or relatively close to it, you have to just try, because these windows they don't last. Ask the OKC Thunder with Kevin Durant. You know, I mean, I feel like the only untouchable of that young group should be Jordan Poole. I know that Kuminga has played very, very well, but again, they're not enough to help you win titles now. It's honestly just like the Lakers when they traded for AD. Like, no one was saying that Lonzo and Ingram wouldn't pan out. Clearly they have. But at that time, they weren't ready to help LeBron win. So again, like maybe Andre watches the podcast, probably doesn't, but I agree 1000%.
Yeah, bro, Steph's. I'm not gonna say his window's closing, but if you can win now, you win now. It's just a no brainer. Like Myles said, Jordan Poole is the only one that should be an untouchable. Everybody else should be a card on the table. And if they had the deal set, I know they're kicking themselves in the foot right now because of Wiseman, right? But hey, you know what? He looked good before he got injured again, right? So it's just like, I'll tell you this much: he's better than Kendrick Nunn with the bruises. But yeah, and it's a shame because the guy's still so young, and he's obviously transformed his body, and he looked like an absolute monster until he got hurt. But like Spen says, like, forget them picks, bro. Like, if you can make a trade to surround your superstar with either another superstar or a player close to the caliber to help you guys win another one, you do it. And I understand, Kuminga's been playing well. Moody has his moments, but it's just, bro, you're trying to win right now. And the most perfect example, I mean, Myles already gave it, was OKC. And you don't want to repeat for that in your franchise. And I really believe that they should have just traded them away, because now, I mean, we never know, right? Like, maybe they're just trying to position themselves accordingly, but when it comes to the playoffs, the youth movement might show. And it might not be a good way of showing. So had they done the deal, who knows? Maybe they wouldn't be in such a slump, but you never really know. But yeah, it's just, if you can win right now, the point of it is, if you can win right now, you choose to win right now. Your players are getting older, okay? And I know you guys have a bright future, but it's just the picks, trade them all.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think one of the biggest things for me, like as good as Kuminga has been, I wouldn't even trust him in a playoff series. He makes a ton of mistakes, and I think he's just not ready. The only one out of the rookies I would trust is Moody. I think he's a really smart player. I don't think he plays like a rookie, so I would trust him in a playoff series. But at the end of the day, I would have much rather had a star, maybe like a disgruntled star like Karl Anthony Towns before the season. That would have been a great fit on the Warriors. But It didn't happen. They bet on James Wiseman coming back. His knee swelled up when he started playing, so that's a big concern. So we'll see. I don't think the Warriors will trade Kuminga or Moody this upcoming summer, and I don't think anyone's gonna want Wiseman unless there's some kind of guarantee he's gonna be healthy. So we'll see what happens. But going on to the biggest dark horse contender, who is your guys' biggest dark horse contender in general? Doesn't matter the conference.
That's tough, bro. I just talked smack about the Celtics and the Heat. And then on the West, like, I mean, I guess dark horse is a term that you use when they have the potential, but at the same time, you can kind of see them getting there. So I guess mine would have to be Memphis, right? I mean, if you really look at it, the only person in there with solid playoff experience, Steven Adams, right? Everybody else is just fairly new to the landscape. But if they can continue to stay hot like they have, if they can translate that to the postseason, then they're going to be scary too. And we talked about this earlier. They know how to win without Ja. And I know Spencer brought up how, in terms of what plus minuses, that he is a negative in some aspects. So winning without him is important. But if they can put it together and translate their success from the regular season, which is a hard thing to do, then I guess they're the team that will constitute a dark horse pick for me. So I guess I'm going to go with Memphis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Memphis too. I don't know how much of a dark horse they really are since they're the second seed, but they're just so good all around. They're deep as hell. We mentioned they're still winning a lot of games without John Morant, and yeah, like I like them against any team in the West, even the Suns. You you can kind of match up um Steven Adams and DeAndre Ayton, Dylan Brooks on Devin Booker, and I love Chris Paul. He's a good defender for his size, but I think Ja would abuse that matchup if they would even put him on him. They would probably put Mikal Bridges on him. I also wanted to. I don't know if I would. You know what? I'm just saying whatever. I like Toronto a lot. They started out rough, but now they're all healthy. I love Nick Nurse as a coach, and they're so explosive offensively. Pascal Siakam is playing like all-star level again, and again, they're just so well coached. They're kind of Memphis East for me, deep all around, good defensively, offensively. Some star power in Van Vliet and Siakam. So yeah, those are my two dark horse teams.
Yeah, I love the pick of the Raptors. Scotty Barnes is so damn good. On both ends. He's just
That's your guy, dude. You called it. I remember that.
he's
I remember in
just
the
so
draft,
good.
I was like, I'm not sure, and then you were like, yeah, dude, I want that dude.
Yeah, like
Facts.
I watched some tape on it and like, bro, the kid is good. He's just like, I think it's for me, it's his motor. Like that's half the battle with a lot of these rookies. He doesn't care how he looks out there. He just wants to win, and that's the biggest thing for me. And he's been so good on the Raptors. Then Fred VanVleet, All-Star, Pascal Siakam. I would say he's a fringe All-Star, but he's an All-Star caliber player. Kerry Trent Jr., who they got for super cheap. They just have done a really nice job of just building around good rotational guys, and I think they have a chance to make some noise. I don't think they're contenders per se, but they have the experience to make a deep playoff run. Honestly, with the Mavericks kind of like surging, I could see them making a run because there's just no way to really guard Luka. He's so good. He's terrible on defense, but he just makes up for it in every aspect on the offensive end. Passing, he's a great rebounder for his size. Even though he moves at what CJ says like CJ speed, he gives so many buckets. His step back it shouldn't work, but it does.
But it does.
He doesn't even get any separation. He's just like, it's a little stutter step. It's cash every time. And if he ever gets a reliable jumper, he's going to be disgusting. So I would say them as a dark horse because Spencer Dinwiddie he's become sensational on the Mavericks. I mean, he went from like a 12 points per game, like 29% from the field to like back to his old self, 19 points a game, like 45%, whatever he's shooting. So the Mavericks I could see being a interesting choice. They don't have the bigs to get deep into the playoffs, but I think Luka could carry them pretty far. So I would say the Mavericks and the Raptors are two of my choices.
I want to agree on the
picked
Mavs too.
Celtics.
Yeah. Like I wanted to say the Mavs and the Nuggets just because I respect the hell out of Jokic and Doncic, but it's kind of James Harden syndrome where that works in the regular season, but in the playoffs, you can let them have their 40, 50 points and still win the game. I think that's the formula, honestly. So they just don't have enough help around them.
I want to see what like the mini bench duo of Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie can do, because I think both of them are capable scorers. I think they're going to really miss Tim Hardaway because of his scoring that he adds. And he's kind of like the release valve when Luka gets in trouble. But I will agree. I think Luka, that he's not fun to watch. He pisses me off because he's just, you go at his pace, and I hate slow games like that. And plus, the amount of fouls that dude draws.
Yeah, I know that people hate that style, but just I love watching dudes cook, whether it's on the block, whether it's Steph crossing over and launching from hella deep, whether it's, foul baiting. They still score off of it. Like a lot of the fouls are and ones too. So that's just me. It's just preference.
I think for me, it's just because it reminds me of James Harden, and I absolutely
ding,
James Harden. That's pretty much it. But
I respect it. Yeah, I respect it.
Luka, you have to respect him. The dude, if he wanted, he could average 35 triple double every night. He's so damn good. There's just no denying that. So I can see them making a deep playoff run just because Luka's so good. And I think that Porzingis trade, even though I questioned it at the time because I didn't think Dinwiddie was going to be this good, he's hit some clutch ass shots for that team. So
facts.
Dinwiddie is a really good player when you let Dinwiddie be himself. I don't think the Wizards really wanted him, and I think they just got him because he was a big name on the market. And he just didn't fit, but he's good. He's a good player. So we'll see. I'm excited for the playoffs. Maybe you guys aren't as much because I know the Lakers are French. I don't want to keep mentioning it, but I just gotta.
No, it's all good, bro. You can't dish the memes out and not take them. It's all good.
Hey, we're hanging strong, man. That's all I gotta say, bro.
You never know, because if AD comes back and he's somewhat healthy, you guys could make a run.
No, we won't. No, I appreciate that, but I've seen the three of them healthy play together, and it's not pretty. Not at all.
It's just the way the team was built was very confusing at the time.
Yes.
And it proved a lot of people right with how it was constructed.
Sometimes you don't need to get too cute. Sometimes you don't need to overthink it.
Agree.
I think,
hey, wouldn't it be so dope if we won with Carmelo and Trevor Ariza again? That's sick. Fuck out of here, dude.
Even Melo, I think, has kind of played himself into that maybe we shouldn't have signed him kind of space.
Yeah,
because he's kind of not. He hasn't
defensively
played bad. He doesn't fit. Yeah, he's been like that his whole career, and you knew what you were gonna get, but I guess like the Lakers were so bad on defense, it kind of just exposed them even more. So
Yeah. And I love Melo, man. I wanted it to work so bad. I hope he gets another chance though, with a better team. That's what I'm hoping on. Not the one that we have now.
I think it's gonna be tough because I think Malik Monk might leave. Because
Oh,
even though he
he
loves
will.
the Lakers, he's gonna get paid. That dude had a
getting paid.
phenomenal season. Like he's
yeah.
I think he was gonna get paid last season regardless, but now he's played himself into like fooling a team to pay him $20 million. So
Facts. I hope he
it's the
stays
Knicks.
too, though.
The Knicks are gonna pay him $20 million.
Gotta beat
yeah.
the Knicks.
And we're like, hey, can you play point guard? Just give it to Julius.
Or just
guard
keep it away
Trae
from
Young.
Julius.
I mean, I heard Julius might force his way out just like James Harden, so he's
I
got
saw
the
that
star
too.
power.
That's hilarious. I
It
love
is.
Julius too, but
Yeah.
come
I
on,
don't know
bro.
what happened to him this season, bro. He's turned into such an asshole. I have no idea what happened.
It's crazy.
He
Maybe
gives up on
part of it's the
plays.
media. Media and the
Yeah.
fan
Might
base.
be.
Like,
It might
the
be.
treatment that he gets, bro, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah. I think he got a lot of the blame last year for the Hawks series because he did
Yeah.
not play well. But I mean, regardless, like he carried them through that regular season to get there. So
oh, for sure. Yeah, he was playing it out of his mind.
yeah. And then this season, he's been pretty bad. So welcome to his standards, I would say. But it's tough. But that's gonna do it for episode 74. Appreciate you guys coming back. This is always fun.
Of course, man.
Thank you, man.
No,
Yeah.
thank you for having us.
Yeah. But that's gonna do it for us. Please check our links down in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe. But we'll catch you guys next week in the next one. Peace.